Welcome back to DG PEDIA's Cybersecurity series. Today, we're diving into an essential topic in access management: Attribute-Based Access Control, or ABAC. So, what exactly is ABAC? Attribute-Based Access Control is a dynamic access control model that allows organizations to grant or restrict access to resources based on a set of attributes. These attributes can relate to the user, the resource itself, and even the environment at the time of access. Let's break it down further. User attributes could include the user's role, such as a doctor, nurse, or administrator, a specific department they belong to, and their clearance level for accessing information. Resource attributes pertain to the type of resource, like whether it's a patient health record or an administrative document, as well as the level of sensitivity of that resource. And finally, environmental attributes might consider factors such as the time of day or the location from which the user is accessing the system. Now, let's consider why ABAC is particularly vital in regulatory environments, such as healthcare, under the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA. HIPAA mandates strict guidelines for the safeguarding of patient information. Organizations must ensure that only authorized individuals have access to sensitive health records. With ABAC, we can define policies that are compliant with HIPAA regulations. For example, in a healthcare organization, let's say a doctor in the cardiology department needs to access a patient's health record. The ABAC system evaluates several attributes. If the user is a doctor, belongs to the cardiology department, and is accessing the system during working hours from the hospital, the access would be granted. However, if a nurse attempts to access the same record after hours from outside the hospital premises, the access would be denied, as the policy does not meet the requirements stipulated by HIPAA regulations. This flexible approach not only ensures that sensitive patient information is accessible only to authorized personnel, but also helps organizations stay compliant with HIPAA regulations, thus protecting both patients and their data. As we wrap up this segment, let's explore more use cases that underscore the versatility of ABAC. First, let's dive into the finance sector, specifically banking. In banks, handling sensitive information such as customer financial data, account details, and transaction histories is paramount. Attribute-based access control enables these financial institutions to implement strict access control measures that are dynamic and context-sensitive. This ensures that only authorized personnel can access sensitive information based on a defined set of user attributes. Imagine a multi-tiered banking environment where different roles require varying levels of access to customer information and financial records. For example, an employee's attributes may include their job title, like junior analyst or financial officer, their department, such as retail banking or risk management, and their designated clearance level, like level 1 or level 2. When it comes to resources, let's consider a financial document. It could have attributes like document type, such as a loan application or transaction record, along with its sensitivity level, confidential or public, and its ownership, determining whether it belongs to a specific branch or department. Now let's look at the environmental attributes. Factors like the time of day, weekdays versus weekends, the location of access, whether in branch or remote, and the type of device being used, whether it's bank-issued or personal. Here's a real-world example. A senior financial officer working at a bank needs to approve high-value loan applications. The ABAC system evaluates the officer's attributes against the context in which they are operating. Scenario approval. The officer logs in from their bank-issued laptop during business hours from the bank's secure network. The system checks their attributes, Senior Financial Officer and Clearance Level 2, against the loan application attributes, which are classified as sensitive documents. Access is granted, allowing the officer to approve or reject loans. Scenario denial. Conversely, imagine a junior analyst who attempts to access the same loan application after hours from a personal device at home. The system evaluates their attributes, Junior Analyst and Clearance Level 1, and finds that their access request does not meet the safety criteria. Access is denied, effectively protecting sensitive information. Now let's shift our focus to educational institutions. Educational establishments deal with a large variety of data, including student records, academic performance, admissions data, and faculty information. ABAC provides precise access control that caters to various roles within these institutions while safeguarding sensitive information. Consider a university where faculty members, administrative staff, and students have different access needs and rights to various resources. User attributes might include roles such as professor, student, or registrar, along with their enrollment status, full-time, part-time, or auditing, and their respective departments like mathematics or history. When it comes to resource attributes, we can classify them based on type: transcripts, exam results, or assignments, and their sensitivity level, public or confidential. Now let's discuss environmental attributes. These could involve the time of access, whether it's during school hours or summer break, the access location, on campus or off campus, and the type of connection used, whether it's a secure network or an unsecured public Wi-Fi. Here's how access control works in a real scenario. A professor wants to access student grades for a course they teach. Scenario approval. During the semester, the professor logs in from their university-issued laptop within the campus network. The ABAC system evaluates their attributes: user role as professor and department as mathematics, against the sensitive grade data attributes. Access is granted, allowing the professor to view and manage their students' grades. Scenario denial. Now, let's look at a different situation. A student tries to access their fellow students' grades or confidential admissions information from a public cafe using their personal tablet. The system evaluates their attributes, user role as student, and finds they are not authorized to access other students' grades. Access is denied, upholding student privacy and institutional policies. In summary, attribute-based access control, ABAC, is a versatile access control model that enhances security across various industries by granting or restricting access based on a combination of user attributes, resource attributes, and environmental conditions. In the healthcare sector, ABAC ensures that sensitive patient data is only accessible to authorized medical professionals based on their roles and the context of their access, thereby protecting patient privacy and maintaining compliance with regulations like HIPAA. In the finance sector, banks leverage ABAC to safeguard sensitive financial information, allowing authorized personnel to perform critical functions while preventing unauthorized access to sensitive documents, thereby securing customer data and ensuring compliance with industry standards. In educational institutions, ABAC allows faculty and staff to access essential student records while maintaining strict controls over who can see this information, thus upholding the privacy of students and adhering to laws such as FERPA. By implementing ABAC, organizations in healthcare, finance, and education can create a secure environment for managing sensitive information, mitigate risks, and build trust among their stakeholders. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of attribute-based access control, or ABAC. Stay tuned as we uncover the various facets of ABAC and its significance in enhancing security measures, empowering you to seamlessly integrate this knowledge into your cybersecurity framework. Explore all of DG Info's innovative solutions in the field of cybersecurity, and join us in advancing the future of access management and data protection. Together, we can make a significant impact in securing our digital landscapes.